We're going to talk about the Red King Army. Red King is another name for Whiteout. They're basically the same character. Alright, so the Whiteout Army, this clan, the Whiteout clan, is a clan that has been around. They're born. They're the children of people who came to this planet. So this is their life, right? They don't have a life outside of it. And so they grew up in this, obviously separated because of the Prodigy barriers that were kept up for a while in the world. And you have some major characters. You've got Zeke, who kind of is this wise. Actually, no, not Zeke. Zeke's not related to this group. Originally, I made this whole red clan as it was actually just the undead, the dead soldiers who wanted a second chance. And I changed it because it just didn't work. I was kind of tired of doing this revenge thing where people wanted to come back, and it just was annoying. So Zeke will be he'll be a leader of the undead for some other army, unrelated to the Whiteout clan. So Whiteout's clan obviously love the world. They were born in it. It's given them everything they need. And eventually he becomes a major villain for the final season. And he has his army. He's got Spider, Eric, Harry, Red Knight, Hookfoot, who is a major character. Um she's an acrobat, and she has just her. She's not mutated. She's just very good. Like, she has very strong legs, and eventually Hookfoot will go on to meet Slither, and Slither saves her life. So that's what kind of builds that bond where the two of them, you know, the two clans, the Oleander clan. I mean, actually, well, whatever it is by the end of the show, but whatever it is by the final season, and the Whiteout clan get together. So Hookfoot's kind of that bridge between the two. And back to Whiteout, we already know his story, what happens to him. And before the final season, there is kind of a not a prologue, it's an in between story where they're constantly terrorizing these smaller, like, newer humans that keep infiltrating their places. Which these humans, this just happens. This is just the wormhole thing, where the wormhole brings in humans from different times, and they just annoy the heck out of these whiteout people. And Utang, this other character, gets into a debacle with him, and they fight, and eventually Whiteout wins, and he gets a whip too, which is and that's how we see him by the final season. All right, so that's done with. Yeah. All right, Boomerang. Boomerang is supposed to be from a random clan along the lake, and he was supposed to be a knight, but he was given powers somehow by Scarlet. Now, I basically merged the character of Scarlet and Scream. I basically just said that Scarlet and Scream are the same character. Scarlet is basically just Scream when she lost all her powers and just became a human. And she would eventually, run a lot of, trade and business, and she basically became a mob boss. And so she enlisted Boomerang because she killed his clan, she slaughtered them, and she saw that he was actually a pretty good fighter, so she helped him, and he actually realized that he had powers. And so, yeah, he has powers. The and so Scarlet has her own girls. She has Selena, Ruby, and the Scarlets. Then you have Boomerang. What the heck? You've got Boomerang. Oh no, yeah, no. No, you get the four kaijus. The four kaijus is basically they're so Loki's children, which I haven't explained about yet, but they're the children of They're or not Loki. Loki's the kaijus that live inside the oleander that break out. They eventually get worn down so much that there's only small parts of them left, but they're human sized. So you just got these four kaijus that are just roaming around and still trying to cause havoc, but now they're just in human size. Then you've got Yoshi, who is a samurai. He's a pretty wise samurai. Then you got Data, who's his apprentice. Ren, again, there's some characters in here that I'm gonna combine when you look at the big picture. I'm gonna combine them and make them just one character. Ren is just a tall guy that can basically do front flips, or he's like a roly poly kind of. He can roll, but he's really tall and he has reach. And he's a part of the Ravager clan, and his people, some of the major characters in his clan is Rat, Lean, Bo, Mark, Gray Guy, and then just random Ravagers. And Ren would be important, but he probably might get merged with somebody else because he just doesn't have. He's cool, but it'd be cool you just combine him with another character, and it makes it even better. The lip. So, okay, now we're getting into the alleys, which is the kind of dark, crazy. Yeah, the alleys. So you got purple big guy, just a random. These are just all random fighters, basically. Random people, random things going on with them. You got the yellow samurai, the samurais. Red Crack, who was kind of supposed to be like a Brightburn type of person, but he eventually got taken down. Bearsen, another from the Red Crack and Bearsen are from the same mesquite tree that Whiteout's clan is from, or at least type of tree. You've got Ringard, who is also he was pretty cool. Ringard was pretty cool. He was a swordsman, but he's also kind of a knight guard, kind of gladiator type of character. Oleander, Mexican Stick, or Whiplash. Whiplash would be the person who would fight a lot. He was really cool, and then he got killed by what's his name? Uh, he eventually got killed by Whiteout, and Whiteout used his whip and for it. Small guy. Theseus is pretty cool. He, for now, let's just say he would go on to fight Ren and a couple of other people. He was pretty cool. Theseus was cool. Really cool. And Theseus had an army too. Okay, now we're getting on to the Oleanders. This is the kind of. So Idris, right? He's a character that appears in the base. I mean, these characters can appear throughout the entire show. And Idris is just a kind of major character who plays a role in the final form of the Oleander clan that we see it in the final season. That's run by Slither and the princess. Which is, and they had that, anyways. Fireball, okay, I gotta go.